All right. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're live. We're live
Yeah.
right now. I think there are
Yes.
three persons here already. All right, guys. All right, guys. I'm so excited to be here again today. All right, guys. Hello, guys. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening from wherever you are joining us from. So I'm connecting from Lagos, and it's afternoon right now. It's afternoon, so I want to say good afternoon to all Lagosians and everyone within this part of the world connected in the afternoon. Okay, so welcome to another inspiring Ascent session. As you guys have always known that we hold this session weekly. Initially it was 7 p.m., but right now after some community conversation, we've decided to bring it back to 3 p.m. again. Okay. So, and the same old story, the same usual stuff, tech careers, your path to tech, trying to lead you through your decision making, through all the vital parts and the vital areas and vital knowledge that you need to have before jumping into starting a career in tech. Okay, so today we are diving deep into the theme that resonates with every dreamer, every learner, every builder in the tech space. Everyone needs what we are discussing today, and it is about building your tech career path. Okay, from learning to earning. I think that's the trajectory for almost everybody. You want to learn, and after learning, you want to earn. Okay, so let's be honest. We all started somewhere. Okay, no one started from the top, right? So some of us began with nothing but curiosity, and we opened our laptop, did one or two things, and you know, had some YouTube sessions, watched some YouTube videos, and this is where we are today. Okay, so the real question is, how do you turn the curiosity you have today into skill, and how do you turn the skill that you have developed into opportunity, into purpose, and eventually into income? Right? So in today's session, we'll be unpacking the real journey. We'll be unpacking the real life story about everything, the wins, the mistakes, and the turning points that shaped today's innovators. Okay, so you will hear what inspired everyone, especially our speaker here. You will hear you hear her own part of the story. You will hear what inspired her into tech, the lessons that she learned, the easy way, the hard way, and the practical step that helped her to move, from not just learning, but also going into actual earning, right? So welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Um, this is our speaker for today. Her name is Princess Mbamalu. I hope I got it correct, right?
Yes, you did. Yes.
All right, thank you so much. I think I
Yeah.
passed that test. I almost failed it, but thank God I passed it. Right. So that's her
Yeah.
name. And you guys already know me, Prince Chisomaga. That's my name. Okay, so let me just do a bit of a light intro about her, and I'll just allow her to do the most vital part of introduction because I don't think I can like really say everything exactly the way it's supposed to be said, but she's Princess Mbamalu, and she's a UI UX designer, a certified social entrepreneur. Okay, through the AFS and the University of Pennsylvania program. Okay, so she founded HerMind Space, an inspiring initiative that is transforming the mental health across Africa. Okay, so she will tell you more about what she's doing there, and I think over the past few years, she has been pushing a lot. I personally got inspired by her efforts and also by how much she's contributing into the tech space. And that's the reason that informed my decision of inviting her today to be our speaker. Right. So, Princess, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for honoring this invitation. I'm going to transfer the floor to you first to do a proper intro about yourself. Just tell us quickly about your startup and also about your career experiences before we dive into the topic of today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Prince, and thank you for the brief introduction. Hello, everyone. My name is Princess Mbamalu, and like Mr. Prince said, I'm a UI UX designer. I'm also the founder of HerMind Space, and recently I'm a certified social entrepreneur by AFS and the University of Pennsylvania. So, just a little backstory of how I started. Well, I started out of like passion. All right, I had my brother who was into the tech space, and in fact, as a young kid, I was just attracted to like computers. I didn't have to learn so much. I wasn't even taught by anybody. I just, saw myself in the front of a computer and doing stuff, and I'm really glad I started my journey early, and right now I'm going to the apex of using technology to, help the society in to go in a right trajectory, or to create a positive impact in my community. And that is how I started HerMind Space. Yeah, so HerMind Space was better during my time at AFS. I spoke about AFS. So I the program was hosted 2024, and from the program I decided to go deeper into mental health, because that's one of the most ignored, you know, aspect in Africa. And it's something people are not really heavily serving, and it's very important.
Yeah,
For you to be up
that's true.
there, yes, for you to be up there, for you to, build your dreams, for you to be that person, you have to have a very well a perfect mental health. All right, you can't be
A
stressed
stable
and want to
mindset.
write your exam.
Exactly. Very
Exactly. You
important.
can't be
Very important.
Yes. You can't be stressed and want to pass your exam. No. You can't be stressed and want to build a project. You can't be stressed and want to build a business. That's impossible. So that's why I went, into mental health, because that's something people don't really pay attention to, especially in Africa, regarding the high stigma and the rates of ignorance. So that is why I started her mind space. Yeah, and also I'm building. I just love to build stuff that helps the community. That if you ask me why do you love tech, it's because I can use my technological skills to build stuff for the community. So in 2022, my teammates and I was part of the Technovation program. So my teammate and I, we came up with this idea to solve cardiovascular diseases in Africa and all of that. Because if you look at it, cardiovascular disease is one of the most leading cause of death worldwide. So we wanted to
Yeah,
like
it's true.
go on with that. So
Mhm.
well, we didn't really continue, but this is something we are still building. Yeah,
Mhm.
with more deeper understanding of AI and everything, we're going to further the development of the innovation. Yeah, so that's a bit about me. Yeah.
Wow, that's thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed that introduction, especially the aspect of you trying to solve real life problems. Okay, so it's
Thank you.
one thing to start a tech career, it's another thing to make income from tech. And where I consider the most important part of it is solving real life problems. Go out there, you identify some of the weaknesses that society is suffering and some of the issues, trying to bother people in the society, and you pick it up to solve it, right? Especially in the aspect of health. I think mental health is like a very crucial part of our life, not just about you being stable. Your productivity depends on your mental health, your mental stability, right? So, and how much you're able to provide solution to problems also is affected by your mental stability. Okay, so like I said earlier on, like I love what you're doing, and
Thank you.
part of why you are here is that I really want you to bring in your energy, so that our audience, the community here at Ascend and Solving It, can also like share with your energy, and you also share part of your experiences with us here. Thank you so much. All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, here we are diving deep into what we have for today's conversation. It's like you guys always known that this is more like an informal setting, more like a conversational based kind of session. Okay, so feel free to bring in your question at any time you have any question. Drop it in the comment section. The comment section is open to everyone. Okay, you can direct your question to me, you can direct it to her, even while she's speaking. If you have a question, you can drop it. We're going to make our time for that later in the session. Okay, so thank you so much. And cheer up. If you're happy to be here and you love what we are doing and you love to see our faces, even if my face is not fine, but you want to see it, don't worry. Just put in hi, hello, thank you so much, welcome, guys, and everything good, right? Just say it on the comment section while we dive deep into what we have to discuss for today. There's so much that we have to discuss for today, but we'll try as much as possible to keep it a bit brief and also impactful. Okay. All right. So once again, thank you so much, Princess, for coming here again. Thank you so
The
much.
pleasure is mine.
So
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so although you've mentioned part of what inspired you, I want you to really go deeper into what your inspiration was like. Because, for instance, in Nigeria, many people didn't really grow up with an easy access to tech, right? So maybe it started with like curiosity, like you mentioned, or trying to fix a phone. I remember those days as a kid growing up. No, one of the early passion I had about tech was me trying to fix some electronic devices around me. Okay, some for some persons it was like exploring a cafe, maybe a computer, or even they were inspired by a flyer they saw around somewhere around, and they wanted to try out. Yeah, I want to try out tech. I want to try out something. Some person didn't really know that it was tech they were trying to explore, but somewhere along the line they noticed it was tech. So, like the thing that pulled you into tech, of course, you mentioned your brother, but what exactly made you to choose the specific path you are on right now? Okay, so you had that
Okay.
passion, your brother encouraged you, but I want you to go deeper into what informed your decision and what encouraged you more. Yeah,
Okay. All right. So, like you said, many years back, many people were like doing technical stuff, but they didn't know that it was technology. Same with me too. I
exactly.
was just out of curiosity. I was just, learning HTML, CSS, and all of that. I didn't even know it was tech until I opened an account on Facebook and I started connecting with developers. That's when I started learning more about technology. So at first it was curiosity, but as I started knowing more about technology, especially becoming part of the Technovation program that I talked about in 2022, I learned more about technology and I really fell in love with AI. I wanted to go deeper into AI and learn. So while I was learning Python programming. I was going deeper into the tech ecosystem. I became part of tech communities and all of that. And as I kept learning more about technology, the power of technology, what you can build with technology, that was the driving force for me to like really be in that industry. First of all, like I said, it started with curiosity, but as I went deeper into technology, it became like a driving force or passion, especially because I can use it to solve problems and I can also use it as a good, I can use it as a good way to earn money. Yeah, so that's it.
Yeah, I think the aspect of solving problems is one thing that keeps people going in tech. And I've always told or informed like young tech enthusiasts about this. Yeah, it's one thing to make money, okay, to make income from tech. But what if you're out of jobs? Sometimes you can get kicked out of a job. Does that mean the end of your career? Right? So it doesn't. Okay. So learning a tech skill is not just about you making liquid cash with it. Of course, you make liquid money later on, but the aspect of solving problems and finding a problem to solve is one thing that would keep you going regardless of what happens in the journey, right? So you can build your career because you want to start earning maybe $5,000, $10,000, or whatsoever amount of money you want to make in a month, right? So anything can happen along the line. Okay, you can lose your job. Anything can happen. So when such things happen, and you stop gaining liquid cash instantly, because you need to understand that the path is not always 100% rosy. There are also some roadblocks. There are also some issues that you encounter along the line, and it is not always in the open. People don't share their troubles. People don't share their issues. They only share the testimonies, and that's why most people in tech space see it as uh, a money printing machine. You're always on money all the time and you make money all the time. So you want to go into it. But sometimes there is a side of it that doesn't necessarily reflect that. One way to have a structured or a resilient um, career experience is for you to find a problem to solve. Like she mentioned, okay, she learned the skill, yeah, she will make money with it, but she found a problem. She spotted a problem and started solving that problem. So whether she's currently working for anyone paying her or she's not working, the same with me, she is always solving her problems. Your problems that you're solving, the solution you are building is always going, and this does not just encourage you, but it keeps you learning. It keeps you in the path of learning. It keeps you in the path of improving. It keeps you in the path of growing your capacity and growing your strength in the tech space. Okay, so eventually in the course of doing that, you get. To be growing, right? So you can be out of job and still you are growing in your experience. Maybe in the next go into I would also next question that I have. Hello, can you hear me? I think you're
Yeah, I
muted.
can
Your
hear
mic
you,
is
but
muted. You
I
lost me
can hear
for a
you, but the
moment, right?
network. Yeah,
Okay.
it's okay.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. So
Okay.
like I'm back right now. All right. So let's look at this. We all know that, like, we all know how easy it is to get overwhelmed in tech. You can easily get overwhelmed about anything, can make you get overwhelmed. Maybe some success you experience sometimes, if like you're a developer and you're writing codes, if you eventually break through into solving your problem successfully, you get overwhelmed, you get so happy. There's this joy that it gives, right? And also as a designer as well, you also have this aspect of your career where, sorry, the aspect of your experience where you get so happy when you successfully deliver the results, or you have something good to present, something looking good, and the testimonies are coming and all that. Okay, so but like, for someone who is starting a career in tech, we know that jumping from, let's say, one YouTube tutorial to another, trying to learn this, trying to learn that, trying to make a career choice, trying to know, should I go into front end, should I do back end, should I do design, should I do content, should I, what kind of what aspect of tech should I take? Some persons like me, try to learn five programming languages at once, try to chase trends, you know, and all those stuff without proper direction. Okay. So looking back, if you can look back, let's say 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, 4 years back, what mistake did you make that you wish someone had warned you about? Okay, possibly someone had directed you. What mistakes did you make in your
Okay.
early
Yeah, I
days?
made a whole lot of mistakes. Yeah,
Mm,
because I'm new to this stuff. I didn't have anybody that was coaching me. It's just when I said knowing more about technology, and I discovered that there are like more than 50 careers in tech, just so overwhelming. Today I'll be like, okay, I'm into blockchain. Tomorrow I'll be like, okay, I'm learning JavaScript. Okay, AI. Okay, technical writing. This one, I was just really overwhelmed, and it's just as if like I was just introduced into this whole community of people that have like 5 years of experience and their successes and everything. Okay, should I be this one? Should I be that one? Learning from YouTube, learning from this, not finishing your course and everything. Yes,
mm,
I experienced all of those things and it caused a whole lot of confusion. Like, I didn't know from where to go next. Like, I didn't know, like, everything was just okay, but I just had to, pause a bit and reflect. That is very important. All right. There are many opportunities in technology, there are many careers, but you have to evaluate where your strengths lies in, and most especially passion. Because passion is what keeps
mm,
you going. So I sat down and it took me months, if not a year plus to do this. So yeah, you
mm,
have to, you know, reflect. All right. I usually tell people that if you have eyes for like aesthetics, for visuals or stuff like that, you can go into UI UX design, you can go into front end development. If you want to be in the software space, but you don't have an eye for design, you can go into back end. If you love both health and technology, you can go into biotechnology, you can go into health tech and public health, all of those stuff like that. If you love writing but want to be in the tech space, you can go into SEO writing, you can go into technical writing, you can go into content writing, and all of that. So I brought all of these things together and I had to narrow down or niche down to something. So, one of the biggest mistakes was that I was just going from this tech skill to the other tech skill, and so my energy was just spread around about, and because my energy was just everywhere, I couldn't make progress. I couldn't make progress in a specific or a particular field. So after realizing that, I had to like reflect, evaluate everything, niche down, and I found strength in and passion in product design, UI UX design, and of course I love to do many things. I love to be curious. I'm also currently starting my journey in software engineering and all of that. So the tip there is just learn one skill at a time. Learn one thing at a time. If you have passion for different things, you have to learn one thing at a time. It's not different, it's not bad for you to learn different skills, but you just have to do it one at a time. I did a research and I saw that it takes more than 10,000 hours for you to learn a skill. So you should be a master of something before going to another thing. And on the aspect of learning, like where to learn from, I also made a mistake when it comes to that because YouTube does not have like a full course. Neither do they have structured course. So today I'm learning JavaScript from this person and the course is not complete. Like it just interrupts growth and productivity overall. So one of the best things you should do is think, what type of course can I learn very well? Like, what type of learning method can I learn or grasp concepts more easier? If you love visual, then you look for a visual form of learning that is well structured and that aligns with your learning value, or you can kind of connect with the tutor and everything. So this is one of the things you should consider. If you love to learn better or you learn better with tests and everything, you can explore website. They have W3 schools. We have solo learn. They are all free and all of that. But if you just want to learn like the most perfect way, you have to make some type of sacrifice. You can save up. I remember after earning my first salary, I used the money and I reinvested it into a skill. So when I got my first salary, I bought a course. So you know, stuff and free things are good, but when something is not free, you should know that it's also value packed, it's also value packed. So you have to just learn with what's available for now. But as you keep making progress, you should really consider investing in courses, even though as low as 5K. Yeah.
wow. That's a whole lot. A whole lot. Like, especially with the aspect of understanding the learning methodology that works for you. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, you need to master yourself. If you gain you can actually, okay. So the learning method that works for you is very, very important. I remember those days, when I started building my career earlier, then I was when I started my career, because I started before actually gaining admission into the university. So I was kind of studying for my jams, trying to write jam and gain admission into the university, and at the same time trying to learn tech. Okay, so I started with videos, right? I started watching videos on YouTube and other stuff. But somewhere along the line, I discovered that I'm the kind of person that understand better when I read. Okay, so and I move faster. My speed kind of improves faster when I read documentations and other stuff than watching videos, because most times while watching videos, it makes I get tired watching them and other stuff. I'm not that kind of person, right? So that helps me to move faster, because if I could, sometimes I hardly finish up to 1 hour video in a day. I find it hard to complete an hour video in a day, right? What I can read, I can cover different pages of a book in a day, and that was why I started getting documentation. I started reading. I used W3 School. There was one platform I was using called Java Points. I used Java Points. I started getting books, free PDFs on O'Reilly. I went to O'Reilly. I researched on some of the books they have there. I started reading those books, and within a couple of months, I discovered that my speed and my pace, my growth was skyrocketed. Like it was fast, and the speed improved. So, yeah, that aspect of not knowing what works for you and sticking with what is not working for you kills your time, right? You know, video is not working for you, and you go to YouTube, you see videos. If it's not working for you, go and look for documentation. If documentation is not working for you, some persons don't find it hard to learn alone. You can't. You need someone to spoon feed you. You need someone to guide you and all those stuff. It's not a bad idea. That's just your personality. Okay, so you need to just find a way around what works for you and stay with what works for you. Of course, if it's kind of not easy for you, you can as well change and start, adapting to changes, right? Maybe you can start touching videos if you feel like, and start touching books. Some persons find it hard to read. When they open a book, they start sleeping. I've experienced people like that and all that. So thank you so much. Like, I have a lot of questions to ask from your last answer, right? One of them is, you mentioned biotechnology. Okay. So, and because I see you are really exploring the health space, okay, which is not a very common aspect of what we do in tech. People know about maybe um, blockchain, Web3 products, people know about people know about web development, people know about designs, right? So, but mostly people see the health space for some people like doctors, health practitioners, and other stuff. So, what and how do you think that a young Nigerian or a tech, someone who has a thing for tech, can actually explore the health space? What kind of skills are really available right there? And how can someone grow them or someone start building them, right? So, can you just chip into that more like a practical roadmap into onboarding someone to biotechnology, someone into having health tech and other stuff?
Okay, thank you. That's very thoughtful. So for a minute, I got undecided if I should go into the medical field or technology. But I was like, okay, I can match both of them and all. So I just had this inbuilt desire that I don't know, like all the ideas that I'm having is just almost all of them are just going through the track of health, and also it's an inbuilt desire and all of that. But well, I'm not really into like the medical field. I'm more of like, let's give it 80% technology and 20% health and all of that. But
All
I
right,
just love,
all right.
I'm drawn into health and everything. And if you're like me, I think what will be good for you, just do more research into the health space. You can also have other health professionals in your research and everything. So everything is possible. I don't have to be a doctor for me to build what I'm building.
Yeah,
I could
yeah,
just, yeah, I could just, hop on a call with a doctor. He can assist me in any research I want to make or any information and everything. So it just depends on everything. If you're more into the health space, you can go into biotechnology. I think I've done some research about biotechnology. It's more of biology than technology itself. It's just bringing technology into biology. So, but if you're more into technology, you can just do ground level research about what you want to solve in the health space. And doctors, those in the field, can help you much deeper in their aspect. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I think I have a bit of a light experience with what you are trying to say right now because over time I've participated in hackathons, and one thing that I gained participating in hackathon is that it kind of helped to push the boundary of what I can achieve, right? So most times I can you can jump into a hackathon and they say we want you to explore the health space. We want you to build a product around health space or build a product around AI and other stuff. So whenever I encounter such situations, what I do is that I try to get close to health practitioners and some people who are actually experts in those areas and say, okay, what kind of problems do you people have in your space, and what kind of solution are you anticipating? So we join hands together and see how we can solve it, right? So what I think should happen, and this is what I feel is the best roadmap into going, or for someone going into the health space or going into any other space or any other area of life with technology. The first thing is for you to build a tech skill first, right? You need to develop a tech skill. If it's content writing, understand your onions, understand the skills and everything you need to have in content writing. If it's software engineering, learn programming languages, learn the technical stuffs, learn everything, architecture and everything that you need to understand. If it is designs, learn the skills first, know how to use Figma, know how to use or the tools that are required in that particular skill. Okay, so when you have master the tools, then you can start transitioning into um, applying these tools to solve problems in different areas of life. Let's say you can apply web development, let's say software engineering to solve problems in the health sector, in engineering, in mathematics, in oil and gas, in transportation, in finance,
Even in
e-commerce, and
law.
other stuff. In law, yeah, even in law, exactly, right? So I think one of these days we are going to discuss that because people are as well finding it a bit difficult to reconcile the legal aspect of things, the law and tech, right? So one of these days we are going to explore it, right? So thank you so much. But before we also proceed, you mentioned moving from UI UX to software engineering. I have a lot of UI UX people in our community, and they some of them are a bit skeptical. They are a bit like considering the fact that AI is coming into this space. We've had a lot of sessions where I had to like bring in UI UX experts to come and convince them that AI is not like taking their role anytime soon, right? And like AI is here to actually complement and make them deliver their work faster. We also discussed some of the, the backside or the downside of AI, where AI is not yet perfect. Some of the things it cannot really do very well, especially with the aspect of some level of creativity and some level of domain knowledge that are specific to some brands, right? Especially and also to some culture. Okay, so these are things that we've also discussed in the past, but I want to also understand why you are making that decision, why you want to transition. Are you trying to run away from UI UX, or is it going out, or what? So I know people will be asking these questions. Why do you want to leave UI UX to software engineering right now? Mm,
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you got me right. I didn't say I was
okay.
leaving UI UX. I didn't say I was
Oh,
leaving it. I
sorry.
said I
Okay.
wanted to learn software engineering.
Okay.
I love to explore. So I made
All right.
sure that I had some level of mastery in design first before going
Okay.
into software engineering. Yes.
Okay.
I love to
Okay.
design. I don't think
Okay.
anything can chase me out from designing. Yeah.
Oh, wow, wow. That's great. That's great. I think UI UX guys will be so much confident right now. Thank you so much for that clarification.
Yeah.
Right?
And
Okay,
also, I wanted
so
to add too.
okay, go on.
Yeah, I think if you're talking about AI is going to succeed more in the development
Oh, is that
field
what you
rather than
think?
design. No,
We'll have
I'm
that
telling them too.
conversation.
They shouldn't be scared.
Somehow, I think I will support you a bit because AI is really doing more. wondrous things in development than in design. That's fact. Like AI is doing
Yes, and
more super super big work in development than in design. So it's looking like it's trying
yeah, and
to do
people would
something. Yeah, go
yeah,
on.
and people and companies would even like look forward to human centric design, like made by
Yeah,
humans rather than,
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah,
AI cannot do everything. Like how you want
yeah,
the website to be functional, or the mobile application. So there's
yeah,
a whole lot human can do, but
yeah.
code is just anybody can write code. Like AI can write code to be very accurate rather than design. So I feel that way. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But one thing, one aspect of it that has not yet been properly covered is the the domain knowledge. Like there are some factors that are considered why developing. It's not just about writing the code to solve problems. There are also some domain specific knowledge that are applicable to some products that only human beings can really decide on how to solve them. Okay, there are 100 ways to solve problems with coding, but there is always maybe fewer ways to solve it in a particular domain. Okay, and this is why I see more of senior roles being in high demand than junior roles. Okay, so because some of these technical decisions that AI find hard to make can or is possible within the space of senior developers, right? So and also the same thing applies to designers. Okay, some of those things you are seeing that AI is not very covering the ground very well are applicable to seniors, someone who has gained a lot of experience. So what I advise people to do is instead of trying to be afraid of AI taking over the space, I advise people to scale up beyond what AI can do. Right. So find out the areas of your skill that AI is not covering very well, especially in the senior aspect of it, more in-depth technical decision that AI is finding hard to make, and you go deeper into knowing how to solve those problems. So see, AI learned from a lot. Recently, I was working with a documentation, and I wanted to use AI to integrate that solution, but AI was giving me kind of the older version of that integration, right? So there's a newer version, so I had to go and read it up. Of course, I know somewhere in the next few weeks or few months or so, AI would get to understand that new version and start using it. So these are part of the kind of errors and downside of using AI for your entire development, but it works for most product, especially when you want to build an MVP, right? Okay. So thank you so much. Think we are running short of time, and I'm trying to catch up real quick so we can finish up a whole lot. But like a lot of Nigerian youths are stuck in the learning phase. When I mean stuck. They have been learning like forever. Some persons have covered a lot of YouTube videos, covered a lot of courses, so many things. All right. So, and at a point, I had that experience before, right? So, well, I want you to share from your own practical experience of like they've done all the courses, but they still don't know how to land real projects or like real jobs. Okay. So, how did you make the shift from just learning to actual earning? Okay. So, we're looking at practical steps that made the difference for you. Okay.
Okay. All right. So, like I always used to say, it's not about learning.
Mhm.
We have millions of learners out there. We will have millions of talented people out there. But it's just the way you position yourself. So this is where networking comes in. And that's why
Mhm.
it's very important to become part of a community, just as you are right now. So that's a good step. You should become part of
Mhm.
a community. Yes, you should put yourself out there. That's it. Like
Mhm.
on LinkedIn, most of the jobs that I have is because of one or two persons reached out to me on LinkedIn or other social media platforms. So what worked for me, honestly, because the job market is crazy. It's actually so crazy. Many applications do not even go through, and sometimes even get ignored and all. But one of the fastest way, although it doesn't work quickly, but you just have to build trust with the people in your network. It's for you to network, go to events, speak about people. You should know how to market yourself and your skill. So you should learn the art of communication, all right, the art of putting yourself out there, personal branding. And I think that would that would even like I don't even know the right word to use, but that will make you not to get only jobs, but to get more of other opportunities beyond just getting jobs.
Yeah,
So I think
yeah,
you
true.
should you should invest more on personal branding, while also
Mhm,
it's not bad to make applications to companies. You can do that, but invest more in personal branding, communication, and networking. Yeah.
mhm. That's true. Yeah, that's true because personal branding and communication, when you network, is not just about getting jobs. You also find very, very important communities and very important friends, people that can help you build yourself. Okay, so like landing a job is not the apex of your career. It's not the best part of your career. It's part of what you gain from building yourself. I don't see it as the highest point of it, right? So that's not where you end. For me, I see making impact, creating impact as the apex of your career when you start beyond just jobs, when you start solving problems, providing solutions to the society. Okay, start giving back to people. For instance, Princess is here trying to encourage you, trying to share her experiences with you. It's a lot of impact that she's making. Some people out there and some other people out there are gonna be listening to this session and they'll be having that impact as well to grow their career. And this is not the only way you can bring in impact. Solving problems, there are a lot of solutions out there that people are using. For instance, someone built the YouTube platform that you are using to take your courses. Some built X, some people built Facebook, some people built some of these very impactful solutions in the society that are not just solving problems, but are changing the world, completely changing the world. And this is actually part of my vision as an African. I really want that energy to come into Africa, where beyond African talents, African youths looking out to become just job hunters and seeking for opportunities to work for people. We start being this solution, local solutions tailored to African problems, tailored to the kind of problems we face in the society, trying to eradicate a lot of issues in the society. Okay, so this is part of the reason why we're having Ascend. If you can bring in more hands, more people to come in and see things the way we are seeing things, and as well put out themselves to solve problems in society, to go a long way. And that is the reason why you must learn how to market yourself. Okay, marketing yourself is very important. It will pay back when whether you have a job or you don't have a job. Even if you build a product, you must learn the art of communication and the art of marketing whatsoever you are building and whatsoever solution you want to solve. It is when you convince people that this is a solution that you're preferring to a problem that will make them try it out. If you're not able to convince them, they won't try. The same way you convince recruiters, you also convince people out there to try out your product and anything you are doing. All right. So personal branding, very, very important. And one of the aspects of personal branding that I've come to understand is, trying to have like a portfolio for yourself. Right. I believe I'm not getting it wrong, but it's also from part of my experience. So, many beginners say that I don't have experience, so I can't get a job. Okay. But experience often starts from what you create on your own. Okay, for example, some people build projects for friends, for NGOs, or even local businesses. I think we've had this conversation in part some of our previous sessions. Okay, so what are some practical ways that tech newbies can build solid portfolio without having an official job title? So without landing a job, how can they build a portfolio that could possibly help in their personal branding and also personal marketing?
Okay, that's a good question. So, of course, the first and only thing is for them to learn. That's a no-brainer for them to learn something. Not only learning, you need to build projects, because projects, two times or three times your skill. Like in the aspect of learning, if you build a project, you're learning like much faster or better. That way, you're building your problem-solving skills. You're building your workforce skill and productivity skill at a larger scale. So the question is, how can you build a befitting portfolio even without working for any brand, or just build personal projects? Build personal projects. You can just you can go to like other people in your community, because of course there should be people that are inspiring you. You should go to their portfolios and see what they have built. Do a research on what people are building on their portfolio. Like, let's say for instance, software engineering. All right, then try to form a creative way to build something different that makes you stand out. The whole point of all of this is for you to stand out. So if somebody is building, like, let's say a website that allows you to make like payment and all of that, can you think of more innovative or creative way for you to make that, different? You should take this project as though you're working for somebody. Take it very seriously, as though you're working for somebody, and then put it out there. When it's time for recruiters to go through your portfolio, they'll be impressed. Okay, you did this, you did that. There's a popular quote that I always hear, that when opportunity comes, there is no more space or time for preparation. So you have to be prepared, waiting for the opportunity. So prepare as though you already have the opportunity. So build a real life project as though
Mm-hmm.
you're working for a company. All right, build a personal passion project, although as if it's going to be like something you launch, like something of real users. So you should have that
Mm-hmm.
mindset of, okay, let me just build real stuff, and get ready, because definitely the opportunity will come, and you don't want it to come at the wrong time. So just
Mm-hmm.
prepare
Mm-hmm.
and wait for the opportunity. Yeah.
Wow, that's so impactful. You need to prepare ahead of your opportunity. Don't wait for your opportunity to come. Okay, because I see that happen a lot. So persons come to LinkedIn, and when they go through their job section, and they are seeing jobs, $10,000, $100,000 per year, $250,000 per year, $5,000 per month, $10,000 per month, all those kind of enticing salary ranges that people usually see, and they want to start building a tech skill. And some of them will meet me and say, "Can I do this in 3 weeks so that I can just get this job?" I'll be like, "Are you joking? Do you even know what I'm talking about?" So you need to make up your mind to understand the fact that there are seasons and there are different periods in your career journey. Okay, so there is a season where you need to build, right? That is what she's trying to tell you. There's a season where you need to forget about the opportunities, you need to forget about the jobs, forget about everything. Okay, I think that's even where you need to focus on right now, especially for newbies. Focus on your growth, focus on your development, learn properly. Okay, get yourself acquainted with the requirements, the skills, and the demands of the career, everything that you need to get going and get moving in that career. You need to learn it very well and master it properly. Okay, and let me tell you, if you've mastered your skill very well, getting your portfolio is usually not a problem. Where you start having problems is when you don't have any mastery on your skill. Let's say for instance, uh as a software engineer that have mastered the art of programming, nobody needs to guide me on how to get a personal portfolio. Building personal projects is part of what I'll be doing to ensure that my learning progresses. Okay, I'll be building things for myself. I'll be trying out things, right? So in the course of learning, building is part of what you do to learn. And that is what you have as a portfolio before you get a job. right? So your codes that you have been building, the things you have been using to try out the skills you are learning. The same thing with designers. If you're a UI UX designer, you try to design things for yourself in the course of learning. You try to build projects, you try to design things, and these are things you share out there on the community, on LinkedIn, and everywhere that people see. Okay, that's your portfolio. So anybody saying, I don't have a job, I don't have experience, I can't build a portfolio, it's just not trying to make effort. You need to put out effort, you need to learn. And in the course of learning, you build things. And in the course of building things, you are accumulating projects that you are presenting as a portfolio. That's how it works, right? So thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I really think that okay, someone is saying, can I connect with you? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can connect with us. You are free. You go to LinkedIn. I'll drop my LinkedIn link here later on. We'll go to LinkedIn, search for Prince Chisomaga. I'm there. You can search for Softzenith. Follow us on Softzenith. Princess is also on LinkedIn with her name, so you can search it. You see her there. Yeah. So we are free. It's an open space. Thank you so much for that. Right. And what tech skill do you advise people to learn? And I want you to, if you can, tell all these to ladies. Yeah, guys are there, but I also want you to have kind of a touch for ladies because recently so many of them have been reaching out to me that, yeah, I want to start a tech skill. Some complain of not having the strength to write codes. Not every lady can confront coding, according to them. So, well, I want it to come from you. Let it not come from me, so that they will also hear from a fellow lady that this is what is possible within the space of ladies, and this is what they can do, right? And then also consider the fact that some of them don't own a laptop. So, what career can someone possibly develop as a lady with smartphone? Just a smartphone, or what career can somebody possibly develop as a lady who owns a laptop, right? So if you can just throw more light on this, that would be fine.
Okay, well, I cannot make a decision for anybody, but I can give suggestions. All right,
Yeah,
and then you
yeah,
have to brainstorm on it and evaluate and everything.
yeah,
So, like I
yeah,
said, I know ladies were more like we love like visually appealing stuff. So you can go into
yeah.
web development, you can go into design. Even with your
Okay,
smartphone, you can just start as little as learning graphic design. Yes,
okay,
with your smartphone is it's very easy. I had this person I was coaching, like she's a friend, and she built like really nice visuals with Canva just using her smartphone. So you can make do with that. Yeah. And if you love to write, if you're more into the writing space, you can go into SEO writing. It's a whole lot. So SEO is search engine optimization.
mm-hmm.
This is basically like if somebody tries to search the internet, all right, they can easily get a product or something. This is because it's possible because of SEO. So it is how
Mm-hmm.
you can title your product that is going to be easily found by people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the power of SEO. So you can go into that. It's a very huge opportunity. It's a very good one. You can go into writing. You can go into technical writing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a person that is into law and you want to merge law and technology, you can go into law tech or politics.
Okay,
There's a new policy making and all of that in technology and all of that. And there's a whole lot of things. Just think, for example, if you have like passion for like art, and just find how to merge art and technology together for you to do stuff.
okay,
If you love research and technology, you can go into data analytics, data science, all of that. If you love math, you can go into AI, machine learning, and all of that. If you're into tech, you can go into if you're into health, you can go into biotechnology and all of that. It's just where your strength lies in. But what I would say in conclusion is one of the easiest skill you can learn, especially with just your mobile phone, is just start somewhere. Design, graphic design. So yeah.
okay. All right, all right. So, is there a possibility because there is a place of learning and earning? right? So is there a possibility? I know that the graphics design, yeah, I think there is almost a complete suite or package that you can do with your phone. So many persons design completely with their phone, and you hardly you hardly spot out the difference. Okay, so is this applicable to UI UX? Is it possible? Because I want to deliver a project with phone, and if not, what skill or career do you think that someone can learn and also deliver with phone? I'm looking at content writing as one of them, but do you have other ones that you feel that some persons who are listening to us or who will listen to this session later and they have just for their smartphone? Some of them are looking at to, okay, let me start a career and complete the training. After the training, start working possibly with my smartphone, earn some money, save up, then get a laptop. So, do you have anything to share for someone in this category?
Yeah, of course. So with your smartphone, like I mentioned earlier, you can learn design, and as Prince mentioned, you can also content writing. Yeah, I used to write with my phone a lot. You can go into video editing. This is underrated, but it's a huge job market. Like it's so huge, and
Mhm.
there's a lot of tech applied to video editing. So if you can be able to master that, you're going to go so far because it's huge on demand. Yes, because as the rate of content creation is increasing day by day, the rate of video editors are also, the demand is also increasing. So you can go into video editing. You can also go into you can go into project management or product management with your mobile
Mhm.
phone. That's not so complicated. Yeah, you
Mhm.
can go into management with that. I would say video and photo editing, but I don't really know about that. But you can also go into that. So that's a few I can think of right now.
And
Yes.
that's so super great because these skills, one thing is that when you go into them, ensure you master them properly and find a way to spot problems you can solve with them. It's not enough to just get the skill. If you are doing video editing, for instance, what do you think video editing can solve? Man, it's not just about you trying to do random videos. You can start doing marketing videos, sales videos, and all those stuff. You can look for a brand online, even if they don't want you to market for them because you are looking for attention. And just do a video for them for free and tag them there. If they appreciate it, good. If they don't appreciate it, fine. But just ensure you stay within the content policies. Don't go against policies. Don't use hate speech and all those stuff in your content. Can go and read up some things about content policies so you ensure that your content is always compliant, right? So, but I believe there are a lot of things that you can do, especially if you are looking for attention. Someone, as you are building your career, you're looking for attention, right? So when you get any basic skill, try to make noise with it, try to flood the social media with it, right? So one of the ways I discovered Princess was through her posts. I didn't know her before now, right? So I just saw her post one of those days, decided to read it, got inspired, sent her a connect, and from there invited her to this session and she's here. That's how it goes on the social media world. So many persons out there also reached out to me through my posts, right? So you know what to post, but you don't really know who your post can get to. Your post can go to as far as possible, right? So that's part of what you should understand. Don't keep quiet as you are learning. Spread the good news. Make noise about it. Share posts about. ChatGPT is there. It's quite easy for you to even create posts right now. Yeah, of course. Some persons don't like it, but you can't avoid using it. Just use it wisely to make your work easier and faster for yourself, right? So thank you so much, Princess. I think we need to come to the close of the session today. But before we close, just a lot of young Africans, dream of building something that goes beyond borders, right? So from startups, solving local problems to getting global and getting global gigs, right? So just want you to give us your final word of advice. Okay, so what advice would you share for someone who wants to build impact driven tech career from Africa to the world? So you want to go global. For some persons, it's about breaking into foreign gigs, foreign jobs, and other stuff. So, what final word do you have to give to this set of people?
Okay, so what I'll say is I want to start from the basic stuff so you can explore. Like what I did, I didn't know what aspect to go into in technology. I explored. After exploring, you need to niche down. After niching down, you should be dedicated in what you're learning. Try to master a skill and strategically be out there, like post strategically, reach out to people strategically. You need strategy, you need plan. So I would say, you know, strategize, be committed to what you're learning, make efforts not to be in a particular place, but continue to like accelerate and grow. And of course, try to balance work life and personal life. That's so important. They don't really talk about this very much, but try to balance your health and your work life. Yeah, thank you.
All right. So this is super cool. Thank you so much. And I appreciate it. So balance your work life, balance your growth, ensure that you are growing, make sure you are making impact, right? Don't hide what you are doing, go out in social media, say it. Start doing something if you have not. You don't have any excuse with your smartphone. She mentioned skills that you can actually get into with your smartphone, and those you can do with your laptop. There are a lot of them out there, so pick one, start doing it. Build your portfolio. If you're looking for projects, do a personal project for yourself. Try to get spot a problem in a society that you can solve as basic as possible. It also adds an edge to your recognition in the ecosystem, right? So what an inspiring session. This has been good, right? So I want to thank you all for joining us today. So happy to have you guys here. And a big thank you to our amazing speaker for sharing not just your experience, your journey, but also being honest and trying to encourage all of us, to break the boundary of what is possible. All right. So thank you everyone for today's session. And don't forget to follow us. I think I've dropped the links for those that asked for links. Princess link is here. You can follow her on LinkedIn. There's a LinkedIn link. So Softzenith link is there, and my link is there as well. The Softzenith is the organization that powers this session. Okay, so do well to follow them. Do well to follow me. Princess is here as well. Follow her. If you have any questions, send me a connect. I will accept you. Right. If you have any question, come to my DM. Hit me on my DM. My DM is always open. I will do my best to make sure that I attend to giving you solution to the best of my abilities. Right. So thank you guys, and I want to say have a nice day. Follow us on. We are also on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We are on X, right? So, Princess is also on LinkedIn. Mind Space is also on LinkedIn. You can search for Mind Space on LinkedIn. If you go through the posts we made for this session, you'll find I tagged her Mind Space. So also do it to follow her and support what she's doing, right? It's a whole lot of a big project. Support that as well. Thank you so much, Princess, for joining us. Guys, have a nice day. Meet you the same time next week, Thursday. The conversation continues, and we have a whole lot of things to discuss. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, Princess. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
All right.
Yeah.